In 2012, when I was in China teaching the Mongolian people, I got an email from somebody saying, would you make a free website for these people in Congo? Because they are trying to educate children who can't get to school. They're orphans. They're very, very poor. They can't afford to go to school. They are providing a service to try and raise the money to get these children to school. They did have a patron who was a Catholic priest in Italy, but he's died. And now their patron is gone and there is nobody to help them to get these children to school. So they want a sponsorship website. Would you do it for them for free because they've got no money? I said, yes, I would do that. That's where these people are. They're in DRC, in Goma, right on the edge of Rwanda. It's a really tricky spot where they are. You saw the picture before. This is the volcano erupting right next to the city of Goma. They have got so much trouble there. So I made the website, and then it was a sponsorship website. So I sponsored a couple of girls, and now my big girl has just qualified as an accountant. So it was that long ago. She was a little kid in primary school, and now she's qualified as an accountant. While I was sort of like thinking about whether I want to commit to this, I thought, well, you can't help everywhere, but these are a few graphics that come from this Gapminder site. This shows about where the poverty is in the world. These are the Asian countries, and these are the African countries, and these are the American countries and the European countries. We can see that most of extreme poverty is now in Africa. Of those countries that are in extreme poverty, DRC is right down here, low, and it's the biggest of the poor countries. They also have absolutely hideous levels of corruption, which means that the chances of solutions coming from within the country are very small. Look at this population pyramid. This is the DRC. Look how many of their people are children compared with Australia, this little modest number of children we have, or the UK. Even a country like Uganda is not spread out as crazy as Congo. So there are so many children there who are needing help. So at this point, I thought, okay, well, I can't help everywhere, but I think I will just help in Congo. That will be my thing. In 2015, I decided to go to Congo, and this is my partner, Laurie. He came with me, and we visited the home of every person that ever received any benefit from the charity. Also, every school that received any benefit. We were really impressed because everything was as we had been told. So at this stage, I had been being a modest supporter for 3 years, and it was really reassuring to know that the things that I'd been told in those 3 years were right. Actually, I went again in 2018 with my daughter Freya. We built this classroom. This is a big project that we did. When my father died, I inherited some money. Use it to build this classroom and a library. And this is where somebody is putting, the headmaster is pointing out the sign that's just been put up that says that the library is named for my parents, who were dedicated to education all their life. It seemed like an appropriate kind of a thing to do. We built this library and this classroom that goes with it. We also equipped it and furnished it. It is still serving very well to this day. After the 2018 visit, it became apparent that there was so much need, and that we really needed to help to empower the mothers, often single mothers, to contribute to the upkeep of their children, because it was not good in any way for the children to be living with mothers who were beggars, with only the expectation for themselves that they too would be beggars one day. It wasn't right. One thing is, I went to the local Rotary Club here. I was invited to come and tell them about this project, and they invited me to join. So after I joined, then I had the support of the Rotary Club of Cooma, as well as just me doing what I do. We started this Mama Wimby Buntings project, started to teach the women how to sew. At first, it was all not electric equipment at all, just they made these buntings because that's an easy thing for them to learn to make because they had never done it before, and they were learning how to use a rather awkward manual sewing machine. And so we wanted the quality to be good, so we kept it simple. We still do sell buntings, but also the women's skills developed more and they started to make school uniforms. It would seem that they make such good school uniforms. It would seem like they could just be in business doing that now. Just do that all the time. Why not? But unfortunately, school uniforms, you can only sell them in September. So it doesn't make a year-round income. We did send a big container load of computers from my school and also from a Rotary project, which develops computers. And these young people who are graduates they've studied IT at university because of the support of our charity. So they had got IT qualifications, but they didn't have any materials. So now they have a company called Novatech, and they teach poorer people in the community how to use the internet for useful things like banking and buying things for their businesses. Then we got a really good break. We met School in a Bag, a UK charity that gives out school bags full of equipment to children who need it. Well, we certainly knew a lot of children who needed it. And this worked beautifully well. On 2 occasions, they worked with us to provide the bags, and we gave them out. And then we started to talk to them about the possibility of making a hub in Central Africa so that we could make the bags and fill them and then deliver them out from that point. It was looking like it was going to go great. So we were excited about that. SOAID came on board. SOAID, some of you might know Simon Castley or Tony. They're in Hong Kong. They gave us these beautiful machines and really upgraded our equipment a lot. We were looking to produce like thousands of school bags for free distribution in Congo. At first, we couldn't find all of the materials we needed locally, so we had to buy them in China. And that was a really big new adventure for us too, because buying bulk haberdashery is like way outside of my normal skill set. The freight things, you wouldn't believe the freight implications of a tub of white ink. Oh my goodness, it has to be in a special wooden box that is specially constructed. It is crazy. Anyway, Simon really helped us a lot with that, and we got all the stuff there. School in a Bag just vanished. They just changed their mind and decided to do something else after we'd got all the stuff to making red bags. And we were all on the brink. We were all geared up. We had industrial sewing machines and we had skills and we had the workshop and we were ready to go. They just wandered off. We decided that we could maybe do our own thing. We decided we would make school kits ourselves. We would still make red school bags. And if School in a Bag ever comes by and says that they want to work with us again, we're all ready. But in the meantime, we're doing school kits for Congo. This is our teacher's guide, which is to encourage teachers to think of different creative ways to help raise money. One interesting part of the model that School in a Bag uses to make the giving more fulfilling is that they get all of the contents of the school bags shipped to whoever's going to give them, and they put the things in the bag and then they ship them away again. So sometimes they've got something happening in one side of India and they ship all the stuff over there and have the people put them in, but then they ship them all the way back to the other side of India. It's crazy environmental impact here and expense. And of course, that would make no sense for us because the bags are being made right next door to the children who need them. We certainly don't want to bring them to Australia. So we came up with this other idea to make little storybooks that can be personalized here in Australia or in Hong Kong. It has been done in Hong Kong as well, so that the child does the cover and this other part. Then we scan them and we send them to Congo. So this is the children who are personalizing the little books here in Australia. These are some of the ones that I teach still when I'm teaching. This is who I teach. And then we send those off. this is quite a big deal for these kids because these children don't have any books. There are no books in their house or their school. There's no access to a library. They don't even have newspapers, magazines, calendars, nothing. They learn to read from a blackboard, and they have slates and they have exercise books. So there's reading and writing, but not the fun stuff, not a colorful book with pictures in it. Our little tiny book might be a very tiny book, but it's theirs, and it's kind of nice for that. We've got a website, and I've got about 38 young people who have volunteered to be advocates for School Kits for Congo. So they will speak to their school and suggest that they get involved. We have just finished an application to the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade. They have a direct aid program which can give grants to people who are doing things worth doing in Congo, and we're hoping that our grant will be approved and that we will soon have an opportunity to give out another few hundred school kits. The end of my second presentation.
I think that was really interesting, Penny, and what you covered there was really thought-provoking, and the work you're doing in Congo really surprises me, how long you've been doing it for and what impact you had.
Yeah, great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. It was lovely to meet you.
Yeah, thank you for Penny Sterling and Adopt for the moderator. Thank you very much.